What's up, everybody? This is Battlefield97 here, giving you another video and trying to at least debunk some of the arguments that Sony fans have been spewing out of their mouths defending the Last of Us Remastered on the PlayStation 4 and how, like, oh, well, you're not, you're not criticizing, like, this version of this game. And the funny thing is, they're mostly talking about Nintendo games, and 3 titles specifically. One of them is like an argument that I was in, and 2 mostly that from what I've seen online. These 3 games are Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Wii Sports. Yes, I had an argument with a Sony fan saying that, oh, you didn't complain about an HD remake of the original Wii Sports that you can play on your PQ, which has backwards compatibility, which is funny because he actually gave a positive note to the Wii U that the PS4 and the Xbox One can't do. They don't have backwards compatibility with their previous lineup of their predecessor consoles, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, right? So, I want to at least debunk, like, one of the things with Ocarina of Time on the N64 to its 3DS version. So, how many years was Ocarina of Time from the N64 to its remake on the 3DS? And, I got a slip of note right here. So, the N64 version was released in 1998, the 5th generation of consoles. PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn. And what year was the 3DS remake? 2011. So how many years was it from 1998 to 2011? 13 years, right? Let's look at The Last of Us. Last of Us on the PS3, Last of Us Remastered on the PS4. 1 year. 1 year. From PS3 to PS4, right? Not to mention the added features of not pausing the game in order to go through your inventory, that's like on the bottom of the 3DS's screen. Having updated graphics that you can at least notice instead of just squinting over it to see the brightly light 1080p visuals of The Last of Us Remastered. Oh yeah, not to mention fixing some broken shit like the water temple. I don't see any, fixing of the AI of sorts from The Last of Us on the PS4 version. I'm just putting it out there, just saying. Putting it out there to go for it. And yeah, those are the things that are, oh yeah, and the added features of 3D to go by. So there's at least 4 features that I that I couldn't get on the N64 version, or any version that supports the N64, like the one that is on the GameCube and on the Wii's Virtual Console. So let's look at the other game that a lot of Sony fans bring up, and that is the Wind Waker, because, they like to say that, oh, Nintendo fans, are hating us because we're getting a critically acclaimed game, 200 awards and stuff like that, yet I don't see them bitching and complaining about the Wind Waker HD and stuff like that. Alright then, let's see how many years from the original Wind Waker game on the GameCube, which is a 6th generation console that was with the PlayStation 2 and Microsoft's first console, the original Xbox, right? Let's see, the original Wind Waker, this is like the North America release, and even if I took the Japanese release, it will still be the same from what I'm going to say later on. So let's take the North America release of Wind Waker. That was released in 2003. Now let's look at Wind Waker HD, its release. And that's an 8th generation console alongside the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So we went from the 6th to the 8th generation with Wind Waker. How many years was that been? A decade. 2013 to 2003 to 2013. What are the added features that I can't get on the GameCube? Let's see. I can tolerate the sailing features because they made, sailing much faster. Let's see out of it. Adding, upgraded graphics that I can at least see, and as I said before, not squint to see the brighten up 1080p visuals of The Last of Us. Yeah, that's something. The integration of me first to at least, other players giving you tips on how to explore the world and explore its environments, and many other features that I can think of. But those are the only things that I can think of right there and right now. But at least from 2003 to 2013, I can at least say at least it had more time and more years to justify a re-release than what The Last of Us had. From 2013 to 2014, the PS3 to the PlayStation 4. And finally, this argument that I had with a Sony fan on Facebook, trying to diss like Wii Sports and how like, oh, Nintendo fans not dissing like the original Wii Sports despite you having backwards compatibility, and how much you must have played the club version that has HD and stuff like that. So okay then, I had like bring up the same points that I had with this guy on Facebook with him. So let's look at Wii Sports. This is the very first Wii game that I played when I first got the console at early 2007 in my birthday. When I was like a 10-year-old, stuff like that. Anyhow, this is Wii Sports, the original game. The game that beat Super Mario Bros. On the NES in sales. Until recently, Tetris beat it, but you know, another story for another time. So, what year was Wii Sports released? Oh, the exact same year that the original Wii came out. 2006. Okay, then 2006. So, how many years then with the HD remake called Wii Sports Club? Let's see, Wii Sports Club, 2014, and I'm going for the retail version. But even if I didn't go with the retail version, I'm going to go with the downloadable, you know, 2 sports that like with like, what is it, tennis or bowling, which is like in 2013. Things still had more years, it still had more time than what The Last of Us did. Because let's make that comparison. Wii Sports in the original Wii, Wii Sports Club in the Wii U. How many years was that? 8 years, from 2006 to 2014. But if you really want to count the whole, you know, 2 sports from the beginning with tennis and bowling, that's 7 years. But that's more than what the 1 year made from PS3 to PS4 with The Last of Us. On PS3, it's the PlayStation 4. You get what I'm saying? From how much these Sony fans want to at least put some negative reception towards, you know, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and Wii Sports. Those are like mostly if they talk about Nintendo to make them look negative compared to The Last of Us. It's funny how those 3 games had enough time to at least justify another re-release, and at least had additional features that their original version didn't get. What does The Last of Us have that I couldn't, you know, get on the PS3 version? Okay, it had a slightly brightened up 1080p visuals and an additional 30 FPS that at least dips to 48. And if you know what I'm talking about, go to that Digital Foundry article, because I'm not making that shit up. Oh yeah, and added additional DLC that Naughty Dog, for whatever reason, is still going to make even more DLC for that version. And that's about it. No fixing of the AI, which can be really stupid at times. And yeah, that was the one problem I had with The Last of Us. They didn't fix any of the stupid AI. And nothing much new except for 30 FPS, brightened up 1080p, added DLC, which really wouldn't matter anyway, considering how they're making even more DLC just for the PS4 version. It really, I can't even fathom out of that. But really, as I stated before, The Last of Us is a good game. It just did not deserve a year later for a remaster. And Sony did this because they know people would buy it. Just saying it out there. Peace.